No, we'll just get into it because there's actually a whole bunch of stuff. I'm not gonna hold you. It's a whole bunch of stuff. You just want to jump into it?
Yeah.
Yo, what's up, everybody? This is Ryan.
Dalmar.
We are back with another episode of commentary. First off, we appreciate y'all, the ones that have been around so far. We are at 130 followers, bro.
Yo, going up. That's what, about 30% more than last time we checked in?
Bro, growth is growth.
Yeah.
People put too much pressure on like having to grow too fast these days, bro. I'm just focused on steady growth.
Facts. Yeah.
Glad to be here, bro. I'm not gonna hold you. This has nothing to do with content creation. I don't think. No, it doesn't.
All right.
Your boy released the MLK files. And I'm gonna tell you why it's bothering me.
Okay. Yeah, go for it.
So 2 years ago, I'm flying back from Cannes.
Yeah.
The Cannes Festival. And Delta had just released like this brand new MLK documentary.
Mm-hmm.
And at the end of the documentary, and I rewatched this before coming here and saying this, those files are not supposed to come out till 2027.
Wow. Okay.
There's already a pre-established date and time for the release of those. And I remember getting back like 2 years ago from Cannes and saying to myself, I'm gonna do everything within like my power to like make sure they don't come out. That was just something I just told myself.
Yeah.
So like when I saw the news, I was like, oh, your boy is super bluffing right now.
Yeah.
I was like, I've never seen a bigger gaslight in my life that is like, yo, I got stuff on me.
Yeah.
I'm gonna release these files. But again, I don't think it's to the general public's knowledge.
Yeah.
It's supposed to be 2027.
Right. But I mean, like, what at this point, I feel like there's already been confirmation of like some of the things that are in those files.
Nah,
right?
bro, I'm gonna tell you why. Like I can understand why. So, and there's also this dude. Somehow he hit my algorithm. Like, we gotta get him on the show and talk to him. The guy's name is Chado Jackson.
Okay, yeah.
He's like one of the black dudes that kind of like hates black culture, and his whole thing right now, he's trying to produce this documentary that debunks the myth of MLK.
The myth is crazy.
No, like it's wild. And the whole idea is that within these documents, what it actually shows is this underlying nature of like they were using good for their own version of it, like Marxism, right? And there was these other notions that aren't publicly available in like the school textbooks because there's all these positive images. And so what's frustrating to me is now there's this new conversation I didn't even know existed where black people are trying to like debunk Dr. King.
Which
I don't even like. It makes no sense because I was like, even on flip the coin, right?
Yeah.
Ain't nobody perfect, but even if he's not the guy, I'm not saying that I don't believe that. I'm just saying, he's not the guy that you're trying to portray or that you are trying to justify or showcase that he is or who he is. How does that help us?
It doesn't, and I don't know if there's been a person other than like Mr. Rogers, right? That hasn't had some sort of, you know, for example, like Gandhi was racist. Thomas Jefferson, I know that. Thomas Jefferson owned slaves, so did George Washington, right? But they founded this country, wrote the Constitution, all this stuff, right? So like we can accept, right, that they had some very bad things they did, right?
Correct.
Very reprehensible, right? But at the same time, right, it's good that we had them to write the Constitution, right? Or the Declaration of Independence, what am I talking about? And so even if that is the same thing for MLK, right? There's nothing that he did that was as bad as owning slaves, first of all. So to me, we don't need to debunk anything.
So that was just my issue was like, I get why it all came out because the whole Epstein thing is going on, but the thing that caught my attention was the timing because that documentary said 2027.
Right.
The National Archives were going to make his records. Because here's the thing, it wasn't just going to be like, this is like leaked. Like, this is like a leaked album. And it was supposed to be released through the National Archives and available where all the other National Archives are stored. Yeah. So I'm like, nah, your boy is tripping. That's just been bothering me all week. I don't know what it is.
I know they released files on Obama as well.
Got files?
I mean, they said he made up intelligence.
What does it mean to have files?
That FBI wrote some things down.
Like the files.
Yeah.
Like,
and files. To be honest, I'm actually reading Promised Land right now. So I want to say it's Barack's like first volume post presidency of like his thoughts. And I'm like, to be honest, I feel like I don't need files. Like as it's written right now, it's a very like personal reflection upon, thought processes, all things happening in his life.
Mm-hmm.
And I know for a fact we are not getting that from Trump, right? Like, I'm never going to open up a book and Trump's going to be like, hey, these are my historical thoughts about this thing, and this is why I made these decisions.
It's going to be a damn comic book.
Yeah, exactly.
Like, boom, pow.
Yeah.
Like a bunch of like crazy noises.
It's going to have a McDonald's.
Yo, you heard about Obama's daughter wanting to drop her last name?
No, I didn't hear that.
Bro, your algorithm's not lit, bro.
Yeah. Okay.
No, so like it's a whole thing. And it wasn't a fake news page. I don't remember who said it, but she wants to drop her last name. She went, and Michelle Obama was actually talking about this on an interview. And I'm pretty sure the older one is Malia, right?
Yeah.
Like she doesn't want that to be, because I'm like, bro, here's the gaslit psychological reverse of what's wrong with social.
Yeah.
Now we got black kids thinking that nepotism's bad.
To be honest, I can't remember who said this to me. It was either my mother or my aunt that has talked about that, where there are so many whites, actors, actresses, singers, whatever, that embrace, hey, my parents did this. It got me here.
Right.
This is cool, right? Like maybe I'll change my name, right? And like it'll kind of obscure those things, but they're still taking advantage of all those things, right? And more, when I say change their name, it's more like their stage name, right? If they're going to be an actress or a singer or something, right? Like not their real name. But yet, when it comes down to it, a lot of black artists in the same spheres shy away from taking advantage of those same, nepotistic, I don't even know if that's a word, advantages,
Bro,
right?
You want to drop Obama?
To me, it's like, yo, if you are able to use that to get, I don't know, $4 million from a VC fund or to get this, whatever, like do it. Like that is how the game works.
I'm offended. I'm offended by your decision.
Yeah.
And then first off, who you fooling? We know who you are.
Yeah, we've seen you before.
We've seen you before.
Yeah,
you was yay high when you was introduced to the world, and now you're just about 6'4".
Yeah.
It don't make no difference.
And in any article they write about, they're gonna say, hey, this is her name, but her name used to be Obama until she changed it.
It just won't be like remove the Obama, they'll be like Barack's daughter. Believe, like they're gonna find a way to that's the reason what's gonna keep people engaged.
Yeah.
And first off, we appreciate y'all for stepping into Commentary's first political segment.
Yeah.
This is not our bread and butter. We are by no facts experts, but we just talk about opinions and emotion.
Yeah.
I ain't gonna hold you, brother. I didn't have a long list because we haven't done this in like 4 weeks now.
No, fair.
Not gonna hold you. We did this last week.
Yeah, actually, facts.
Time is a myth.
But I mean, to my final thing on that really is, I think a big thing that at least I've learned is that like when I was a kid, there was a lot of propaganda, right, of entrepreneurs, founders, etc., of like how they got to where they are, right, singers, what have you. And it wasn't until later on I learned a lot of people have those connections, whether it was their grandparents or their aunt and uncle or whoever else, right, that kind of allowed them to get to where they were trying to go, or their parents gave them $200,000 to start Amazon, right? And as I've read founder stories, right, and realized that, for example, Steve Jobs is one of the only ones who didn't have the parents who like took him here. He was a little lucky that he lived in Palo Alto at a certain point in time.
Right.
But a lot of what he did was a lot more of like, I think the founder story that is people like to portray. Right. And so again, like if you have any ability to break the rules or go around the system or to use the game to your advantage, to me that should be what you're doing. Like there's no need to play it the hard way.
There's no need to make it harder than it already has to be.
Yeah.
I think I sent you some of this on Instagram. The stud buds.
Stud buds, yeah.
So this is just, I'm not gonna lie, this whole phenomenon was just so incredible to me because I think it goes back to everything we talk about of like this disconnect between real world and digital. Yeah. So like, I guess for those that are unfamiliar, because also we could get canceled if we don't give context quickly to what we just said. So the stud buds, I'll be real, I don't even, two WNBA players.
Yeah.
this past weekend was a NBA All-Star, or the weekend before.
Yeah.
At this point, time's moving quick. They went out to the club after the All-Star game.
Yeah.
They were denied entry.
Right.
So I did some further research on this. It wasn't just because it was just them two. It was also, they had a very large group of people behind them that, like, it wasn't visible in some of the first videos.
Yeah.
But the argument is, yo, you need to be letting us in because we're in the W. Right. So then it's this notion of, like, yo, just because there's this massive conversation right now in women's sports, which is, first off, is dope. WNBA is growing. The disconnect that you think that people know what the W is.
Right.
Outside of this isolated conversation that's basically happening in the sports media world.
Yeah. 100%.
First, bro, this is in segments, bro.
Yeah.
That's part one. Part two is now, you've now managed to get in the club.
Right.
Mission accomplished.
Yeah.
The stud buds, the W. Bro, I think, like, key words are important here, right?
Yeah.
Already have been proven not to be as known as you think that you are.
Right.
Now you get in the club. There is someone that is known around the globe for what they do.
Yeah.
And you discredit them and tell them they need to do a better job.
Yeah. That's wild.
The third phase is, not only did you not know who it was, you went up to him and said, like, yo, you need to play better music.
Yeah.
I don't know how to break that down. I'm like, yo, we have to start looking at this stuff from, like, a scientific perspective.
100%.
And start to figure out, like, why do you think you're so large?
Yeah.
Why don't you know who this person is that is massive?
Right.
And why do you think that you can essentially step in and suggest how this person should be moving in a space when literally you couldn't get in the space?
Right. That, honestly, like, especially that last point, right, is... Like, it wasn't as if, oh, you show up, they're like waving you in automatically, right? But even if that were the case, right? Like, you know, to me, you know, think about the environment as well, right? Like, you're in Indiana, right?
Downtown Indy.
The music that the DJ is playing is pretty aligned with the normal, we'll say, patronage of that venue.
And then specifically for an event like All-Star.
Yeah.
Like, that genre is big.
Yeah. And I'll say this. When we were in Vegas for TwitchCon, right? We're at Club Zook for the party after. The day after the party, this one still was on Twitter. I started seeing people posting all this stuff about, oh, music sucked, blah, blah, blah. I would have done better for this, that, and the third. And to me, I'm like, because they didn't play a lot of hip hop, right?
For sure.
And to me, first of all, I am, you know, a enjoyer of a lot of different genres, so I was chill. But to me, I'm like, y'all, we need to think about who was there, right? Who is in the audience for this event,
right?
Right? You have a lot of Twitch streamers from around the country. You have a DJ by Maddion who, I don't know if he's globally, he's definitely up there, but like definitely across the U.S. seems like it's a pretty big thing, right? And like, again, just like thinking about the audience, like, you know, it's not necessarily made up of people who are only listening to hip hop, right? And so I think it's like similar stance of like where a lot of the people I saw were saying, hey, oh, I could have done a better job. I'd be playing this. I'd be playing, you know, Nuck If You Buck. And I'm like, they wouldn't know what that is.
Because then they play Nuck If You Buck, you'd be mad why no one's moving.
Right. Like, I'd be going crazy on the side, right? But half the people are going to be sitting there like...
I've never heard the song before in my life. Yeah.
Case in point, I know there's a video going around of LeBron dancing Not Like Us at the Bezos party.
I seen that.
Right? And obviously it's him, Savannah, Mav, kind of right there. Rest of the audience is white. None of them are reacting to the song at all. Like, they're dancing, they're having a good time, but they don't know what is
like
the song's meaning, what's going on. It's just hip hop is happening.
Just music. Yeah.
Right.
It's urban daytime.
Exactly. Urban daytime. Right? And so they're just vibing, right? And to me, that's just, you know, again, indicative of like, you know, what audiences pay attention to and like what is in their kind of lexicon of like knowledge. And, you know, like, again, going back to the stud buds, right? This is why this music is playing here. And, you know,
I'll be real with you. Like, I'm the type of person where it's hard for me to go out to an event where like is like a non-hip hop thing, right?
Yeah.
The first time like I realized, especially in like these large sports settings, was like Super Bowl 2019, maybe 2020. Whenever the Super Bowl was in Miami, we went to an event. It was my first time really being around EDM because the Chainsmokers were headlining. And to me, it was probably one of the most boring nights, like out publicly. But I remember seeing how excited everyone else was. Yeah. And that was like the first time it really started to resonate with me. Like, yo, audience alignment is really, really important and understanding 100%. Who they are. But I think the challenge I have is it goes back to everything we talk about. Because I'll be real with you, I'm not even looking at them in this lens as WNBA players. So this is not is the WNBA worth it conversation. Right. Because the forum that I saw is that they were live streaming. Right. Yeah. So in my mind, yo, y'all are inserting yourselves in this creator landscape. Yeah. What you do professionally and how you're presenting yourself to the world. I mean, I think they kind of align, but I saw this through Twitch. Yeah. Repostings type thing. Right. I think people got to chill out, bro. And I think it's what we talk about with the regular content creators not being able to get into Zook or thinking that I'm more VIP than I should, because in effect, it's going to have a negative impact on the brand. Because now I can tell you right now who's not WNBA fans is Diplo fans. Yeah. Right? Because like, y'all literally, I don't even listen to EDM. I know who the guy is. Right. Right? Like even the dude you just mentioned from, like he hasn't made it, because I never heard that name before, even right now. But I'm like, yo, there's this arrogance and ignorance that is going to, I believe, capsize like how far individuals and things will go based on how people are acting, bro. Because like I almost was like mad at the W, because of them, because I'm like, y'all, what y'all just did not make no sense. Why do I want to support? And just before that, it's like I'm seeing the shirts. I'm like, yo, y'all should get paid more. And I'm still not saying they should not, but I'm saying like, you do dumb shit, bro. Like, so I don't know if I care as much. Yeah. No, I think again, it really, I think stems from like more of like a bubble where like, because when I'm on my TikTok and I'm seeing this one trend, like it must be for everybody else too, right? And I go and tell people and they have not seen this because their For You page is different, right? And obviously the For You page is curating based upon what they're interacting with. So like, you know, maybe I'm seeing a lot more hip hop stuff because it knows I you know, obviously pay attention to the hip hop videos as they come up, right? But I don't see any of the shabuzi content that happens, right? Like, because I'm not interacting with the country content, right? I saw like a different clip as well of Kelsey Plum, and to be honest, there's two clips that like kind of like very different. Like one where I think she's on Rodeo. Someone comes up to her and was like asking her what was going on. She was super cool, like talking to him, blah blah blah. And then a different clip where somebody come up with, I think like a rack of like cars to sign, right? And she came up and was like, "Oh, don't you think that is weird?" And I'm like, "No, this is like, you are a celebrity at basically this point, right? And them getting, this is all part of this culture that's been going on since, I don't know, like the 20s. It's like, this is what people have been striving to get to. Right. You know, like, yeah, there's probably an extent of, oh, I'm outside Kanye's house at 5 a.m. taking pictures. That's weird. Right. And I'm, at the time, right? If Kanye's pissed at him, it makes sense. Right. But if someone's just chilling before the venue, they see you come up like, "Hey, can you sign these cars for me?" Right. That builds the game, right? If there's a signed Kelsey Plum card that becomes, you know, super worth $100,000, that raises the overall value of what y'all are talking about. Yeah. And I'll be real with you, I saw some of the comments, and I know exactly what you're talking about. It was like people sitting outside like their hotel or something, like asking for autographs. Yeah. A lot of the comments were like, well, why would they give them autographs? People just want to resell it. Like, that adds to the gravitas of what we're talking about. Yeah. Like, it's a part of everything you're saying. Why, again, the NBA grew to a large value is because people value it in a very strong manner. Yeah. So like, you should be fast tracking autographs being sold for WNBA players and trading cards because it helps. I also wanted to ask, bro, like, I'm seeing this as a trend in content creation and it's bothering me. And I want to know, is it real, all these people not getting into places? Or is this something where people are doing it to add to content? Because I'll be real with you, bro, like, the places where people can't get in, like the club, or you see like Phantom and Kai kicked out of Balenciagas. I'm like, I don't think that this is real. Yeah. I mean, I feel like it's starting to become harder to tell, right? If there's beef or if there was an issue or like all these different things, you know? So yeah, I don't know. Like, it's like every day I get on X, and it's like streamer denied entry.
Yeah.
Someone else denied entry. Stud Buds denied entry. I'm just like,
Yeah.
to your point of like this mimic behavior.
Yeah.
And the same thing happens. Like there's the denied entry trend, and then there's like break setup trend. Right. It's like, it was like almost like people are like checking the box of like, this week I broke my setup. This week I need to get denied entry into a space.
Yeah. I think one thing that is a trend that it's happening, so there's nothing, kind of do about it at this point, but the clipping is because there are professional clippers and professional clipping agencies. In order to get a clip to go farther than necessarily what the content is, it's become the meta at this point to add to the clip that's something that's not there, right? Like Kai lost 300K boat, or Kai crashed a 300K boat, right? And like maybe he crashed a jet ski into a boat and like, did a little bit of damage, right? But now because it says 300K, more people are watching it because like, oh wow, like something crazy must have happened. So I think that's part of it too.
Yeah, like it's becoming clickbait. I don't know, like Your Rage and like Jay Cinco, man. I don't know, I'm making up names, whatever, right? But I just saw it before I came here. There was like, they were at their house, at DDG's house, and they're streaming, and the caption was, streamers almost throw hands. Yeah. Right? So I'm watching this 45-second clip trying to see, and now like they just get up and it's like fake friend boxing. Right. And I'm like, yo, I don't think that has a long shelf life. Yeah. Like I'm these in what's my boy Max? Yeah. He just put out something today where he's like, yo, he doesn't do his daily streams anymore because he feels like all this stuff is being watered down.
No, I mean
watered down very quick.
Again, I've had this debate with someone I work with for a minute that we've talked about clipping and like he really wants to like make somebody into a streamer, right? Right. And to me, and we can even go to the Drake lawsuit right now and talk about how UMG pushed him along with Scorpion and Apple Music and all this kind of stuff. And a lot of people have said, hey, he's an industry plant, right? And my biggest thing is that the industry can try their best to plant somebody, right? Mm-hmm. They can make people have a hit song, right? Maybe a couple. But it is incredibly hard to have someone have longevity and staying power, especially across culture, and be part of memes and like people talk about them, they know their name. That this whole clipping thing is really about somebody who is already popular, is already creating a buzz. You can clip them and make them bigger. And then all of a sudden, it does feel like they're industry plant because you see them everywhere, right? But it's not as if they got planted because of the clips. Now they're big. They were already moving, right? And then the clips like kind of became this engine for it. It's more like a flywheel effect, right? And so I think that's what the issue right now seems to be, is that to continue being at the top, you have to be a part of this whole clipping, structure that's happening, right? To continue being, all right, boom, every time someone's seeing any sort of content anywhere, like you're there in their 30 minutes time scrolling TikTok, they saw 3 videos.
And what I'm saying is I think it's going to create the opposite effect sooner than later. It's going to create distance. Yeah. It's going to create significant distance because I'll be real with you, like I'm over it already. Like there's only so many days I think that people can wake up and see the same 10 to 12 people doing the same things that just don't make sense. Yeah. I'll be real with you. I've been trying to like, now that we're like in this space, I've been paying more attention. Yeah. I'm just like, the Neon situation is concerning to me. Mm-hmm. Makes me upset a little bit. Like I didn't know anything about him. At all. Right. But just seeing the compilation and doing my homework that led to the moment, because it's like the larger conversation. Because the first time I really heard his name was he was like the official host of the live stream for Rolling Loud. Yeah. Okay. So I'm like, all right, cool. Like the kid gotta be like, shit, whatever. But not black, him Rolling Loud, not black. Now I'm seeing like, all right, cool. Now you have this black culture representation. This kid that clearly doesn't even like black people, but like this is now the faces of a big part of like what represents culture. Yeah. Like not a huge fan of like what this Wendy Ortiz, right? Mm-hmm. Because it's really interesting as we're talking about like, you almost have to like start to segment the creator community because it's like traditional entertainment, right? You have like your VH1 programming and which is kind of like trashy reality, whatever. Yeah. And I'm like, these stars though, it seems like the culture is what's driving a lot of this conversation. Yeah. And I'm just getting perpetually tired of seeing people leverage the culture to get to where they need.
Yeah.
And then Wendy's most recent comment, she's like, yo, I'm on Kai's show. Kai, that's a benefit to you.
Yeah.
But your comment is there's too many black people.
I didn't even see that.
You didn't see this?
No.
So like it's bro, you know, they got all these like love streamer for love shows or dating.
Yeah.
I don't know all this stuff, bro.
Yeah.
But that was the comment. It was like, there's too many black guys here.
Wow. And to be honest, the first time I heard about it was from DDG.
Oh,
like I saw her on a DDG stream. I didn't know who she was.
So this is where it's like I'm starting to follow. Now I feel like I'm a teenager, bro. Because I'm trying to keep up with like all this back and forth. I'm trying to make sense of like this whole thing for myself.
Yeah.
And so that's the thing. And so now DDG's on his like, yo, like I'm blocking Wendy.
Yeah.
Like I helped put her on.
Yeah.
I saw the clip when he's telling her she should start streaming to begin with.
Right.
And these people help you get somewhere. And like these is actually how y'all feel.
Yeah.
And I'm like, going back to what we talked about last week with Seth, I'm like, at what point do we stop?
Yeah.
Like, it doesn't make no sense.
Yeah.
You know, so anyway, bro, it's just been interesting to try and follow.
Yeah, no, 100%. I think about that a lot too. When I see like, you know, people wearing Jordans, certain, you know, styles, right? And I think a little bit like how anti-racist is this person? How like pro-black is this person, right? And this person's not black, right? But are they, I mean, this has obviously been an issue for a while, but like how much are they like co-opting this style to seem cooler, but, you know, are, you know, have prejudices or stereotypes about black people in their head, or that they're talking with other people about, right? Yeah. And, you know, obviously that's a huge issue. You know, people who are getting, you know, promoted like Neon, who's hanging out with, you know, all these other, you know, guys on Kick, right? Who are definitely not aligned with anything pro-black at all.
Right? You know what's crazy is like a reason I wanted to start with the MLK thing. Because like if you were to just look at things in terms of movements, that was the civil rights movement. This is just it's the streamer movement.
Yeah.
Yo, these people, in my opinion, are like the invaders and the co-opters that got the FBI the information of Dr. King.
Yeah.
Like,
okay. Yeah.
Y'all are the ones that are pretending to be friends, sitting in close rooms, and then extrapolating everything that you need to continue advancing your community, right?
Yeah.
And I'm just like, bro, there is no answer and solution, but it is just interesting to watch it happen in real time.
Yeah.
So I'm like, damn, bro, it seems like besides a few handful select black creators, starting with Kai, have built this pyramid, and we're helping people grow and scale across the pyramid. And it seems like 3 for 3, they out. Aiden, like, you know, like it seems like, yo, they're playing their cards well,
right?
But again, we saw this before, so like, how do we just ensure that now, 3 years from now, we haven't lost that top spot in the space that we carved out for ourselves?
Yeah, no, I mean that is I mean it's interesting to think about, especially again like thinking about that pyramid and how, you know, people have come up underneath it. There was something on my mind. I was thinking that was kind of like in a similar space to I know what it is. DreamCon. So like post Stream University, right?
Yeah.
DreamCon is the biggest thing post Stream University, right? And I don't think it was just Stream University that led to a lot of the creators who went to DreamCon. I think it was partly Mark being a part of the State Farm. I forget what it's called, the neighborhood or Gamerhood.
Gamerhood,
yeah. Like Ludwig is there, all these other people too, right? So I think DreamCon became more of a trendy place to be, right? And so one of my thoughts as I saw some people there was like, man, how actually like allied are they, right? Like I've never seen a black person on their streams that they've collabed with, right? A lot of times like new people have come up online and they've had on streams they've collabed with, they haven't been black, right? And so again, I think it's like, okay, cool, we're at this cool event because, you know, DG's here, Kai's here, Mark's here, right? We're all here, but like when you have the opportunity to like put people on, right, it's never somebody black. So, you know,
right.
What are we doing? Yeah.
We're doing what we always do. What always happens.
Yeah.
And It's just not saying that these, because honestly, it's much deeper than this. Like we're talking a very surface level right now. There's just economies at scale at the end of the day, but it's just kind of being aware and just now recognizing how we buy into it really dictates the driving factors. When I say buy, us as the consumers, the viewers. But nah, bro, I was curious too. So in this process, it's been a lot. So this is just one of the things that I'm like, yo, it's on the mind. Have you seen Superman?
Not yet, no.
Damn it, bro. I mean,
probably see this week though.
All right, well, I'll say this. First off, I'm gonna be real.
You can still actually don't really care that much about Superman.
I don't care about spoiler alerts either. We're just in a day and age where it's like everything's spoiled anyway, bro. If you're on Twitter, if you're seeing clips and things. Yeah. But it's really interesting, bro. I didn't know going into it that Superman was going to be such like a political movie. Yeah.
Well, are you saying it's political when you watch it or from the commentary about the movie?
I didn't hear nothing about it. Okay. I literally just went to the theater. Like we just saw it maybe like last weekend. Yeah. I just knew it was coming out. Like I didn't pay any attention. I just went and saw. The only thing I knew going into the movie is that dog adoptions were up. Okay. Do you know about this?
No.
All right. So I'm gonna tell you. All right. So big thing, right? Yeah. So watch the movie. Movie super political. Essentially, let's just call it what it is. It's like Israel versus Palestine. Yeah. And so the whole concept of this movie is that Superman intervenes in this war from essentially getting Palestine invaded by Israel. Like that is the through line of what's happening. Yeah. It's just funny as hell to me that like, because going into the movie, you just wouldn't, that wasn't my take. Like I wouldn't think that was a takeaway, but everyone's takeaway was about the dogs. Mm. So in the movie, he has like a pet dog, an adopted dog. Right. I never really knew much about Superman. I'll be real with you. I don't really care that much about DC. Like I care about Batman, the Batman franchises. Right. I don't care nothing about Superman. Yeah. So his adopted dog has driven dog adoptions up 315%. Wow. Since the movie came out. Like it's actually like that's
dope. Actually, yeah.
Is it more dope than the fact that and that's what I'm saying. Like, you know, like everyone's so easily distracted by the damn dog. That way, you just let it prove the point, bro. Like that's the problem.
Relatively, like I'm saying that like that is also dope too. That like to me, you know, it's good to adopt rescue animals.
Yeah, maybe. But with the topic at hand, it actually shouldn't be a topic of conversation at all. Yeah. And so
it could be too. It could be like, hey, like number one. This right here. Also, great job with dogs.
And so that's what was funny is like, it's the dog is number one. Yeah. But I'm like, yo, this movie actually has a lot of deep meaning in it. So I don't think it was as great of a, I don't know. It was probably like 7, 8 out of 10 to me. But I was like the risk, I believe that again, with saying so much without saying anything at all. Yeah. I was like, yo, this was a pretty good movie. And what it reminded me of is that going back to everything we just talked about, from the stud buds to this mess of a creator economy and clipping whatever, that media can still serve as an extremely important through line for messaging. Yeah. Yeah. And like if and when done with intention and the right reason, you can drive home a message that can really drive significant and positive impact. And I just feel like it's been such a long time since I've seen like a worldly message intertwined into media so like innocently. Yeah. And I was like, oh, we need more of that.
Yeah, no, 100%. Because I think at times it is very heavy-handed. Like, for example, we can do Avengers Endgame when they showed all the women, you know, heroes, right? All coming behind Captain Marvel to take the glove. Yeah. And I'm like, she doesn't need them. Like, she's literally the strongest person here. Like,
that's like
she literally does not need help.
That's like when it doesn't work. It's like now y'all are like overcompensating.
Right. But literally one movie prior when you had I can't remember the name, the leader of the Dora Milaje, Black Widow, and Scarlet Witch fighting the one alien who's also a woman, or at least a female character. That was badass to me because it was like it seemed to have happened more naturally, right? Just like, oh hey, these 4 people right now who have fought before, right, are now back to where they are, right? Whereas that one seemed like a very like, okay, this is making a statement, you know? Yeah.
Yeah, that's what's funny. It's like you can easily tell the make a statement. Yeah. Oh no, the guys just sent us an email asking if we had any questions. I think Evan just headed out.
Okay. Yeah.
But no, bro, you hit the nail on the head. I just got to go through my notes because, like, bro, we haven't talked in so. Oh, let me ask you this. So you know what's going on with Target, right?
Yeah.
The boycott and everything.
Right. No, I remember because I sent you the picture about literally the only reason I went to Target.
Oh, bro, I didn't even ask you to snitch on yourself. I'm just like, I was like, yo, keep going. Tell the people.
All right. So I was headed to the ICE protests. I needed some goggles. I did not have goggles, and I needed to get there. And the only place I could get to was Target. My fault.
No, I'm not gonna hold you. I think you're good because you went to Target to do some like better civil justice stuff.
Exactly. Yeah.
Now you're good, bro. You got to pass. Okay. That's fine. That's fine. You can go to Target for stuff like that.
Yeah. Okay.
But I want to ask you this though. So like it's actually unclear. So I know the whole thing is like Target got rid of DEI, and their DEI from them meant like essentially middle to higher execs. Because I'll be real with you, what I also know to be true is like it hasn't impacted like stores.
Yeah, the store in Atlanta is literally all black people.
It's all black. I mean, even the one right here on Obama in La Cienega. Like I've driven past a few times in the last few months.
Okay.
And I've just seen that there are a number of black people on the inside, clear windows.
Right.
I don't know what Target looks like on the inside. It's been a while.
Yeah.
But my point is like, I get that part from a higher up standpoint.
Yeah.
Did they get rid of the black owned brands in Target?
I don't think so. I think I've seen a video where they seem to be being more heavy handed, like post, boycott, and they had like a black person on camera. At least a black hand that was like, grabbing a black owned.
That's what I was asking.
Brand.
I was like, yo, if the black products are still in there, yo, why are we doing this to the black people?
Yeah. And like, at the end of the day, I think boycotts in general are tough. Especially for example, like if we're talking about the Montgomery bus boycotts, right? It was very intentional. We're not using the buses. We were going to, help people get around without them, right? We're going to try to impact how the city is receiving money, right? Building up power within the community, things like that, right? And there was another boycott that happened more recently. I remember the COVID boycott that these truckers were having in Canada, where they were like blockading the bridge and like driving around the town blowing their horns. And I'm like, that has nothing to do with the vaccine or mask or whatever it is, right? Like that's not how you should be boycotting. And they got shut down. They got, sent away. And, I was talking to a friend who was like, oh, they should be allowed to do this. I'm like, you can't blockade the United States.
Right.
Because you don't want to put a mask on, right? Like what you could have done and said, hey, we're not going to deliver anything. I'm going to stay at home, right? And now that things are getting delivered, you could say, hey, remove the mask mandate and we'll deliver stuff again, right? That would actually have been a boycott that makes sense, right? Like if I don't know, like the new movie and I go to the port of LA and blockade it, right? They're just gonna the Navy's gonna sink my boat. Like it just doesn't make sense, right? So
you're gonna die immediately.
Yeah.
It's like try something different,
right?
And I'm like, this is because as I understood it, is like the removal of DEI has to really do with the higher ups. I'll be real with you. I know a few black people that still work at Target on the corporate side. I'm not talking about in the stores. I'm talking about on the corporate brand side that actually strongly impacted the DEI.
Yeah.
And what's interesting is the reason I thought about this is this a few weeks ago was now Essence Fest, and Essence got a lot of negative feedback this year. Some from the music side, but a big conversation was that Target was a massive sponsor of Essence. Essence is the largest black-owned festival in North America. Yeah. And I'm like, from two perspectives, it's like, one, how does Target correct itself to the black community? If not partnering with the largest black entity that does live events is not enough, right?
Right.
How is Essence supposed to account for the potential? I would assume the low to mid 7, maybe low 8-figure deal that Target's going to commit to them.
Right.
What is the answer, black community?
Yeah.
Like, what is good enough for Target and what's good enough for us to accept, but then also for us to continue advancing, right?
Yeah.
Because it's like, goes back to like the gaslighting ourselves part. Yeah. And then also there's like, I really don't know, and I'm going to do some more homework, but I'm like, our black brands are still in Target.
Yeah.
The people that work their asses off to get a company, to get licensing, to get the procurement process done.
Yeah.
Why are we screwing them over?
Yeah.
Like, is the effort of not creating more black unicorns more important than like sticking it to Target.
Yeah.
Like that's what the part that's confusing to me as we talk about like these boycotts.
Yeah.
And the last part of my mini rant, another reason I brought this up, because going back to the MLK files, bro, there's something interesting in there that I personally never knew existed this week. So shortly around before the time that MLK was assassinated, there's files and there's documentation. I actually plan to read the whole section this week, and it's like, I think that one section alone was like a few hundred pages. I'm gonna get through as much as I can. Yeah. Bro, he was planning a national boycott that was going to have a $20 billion economic impact for the next 10 years. And that was going to serve as reparations for the Black community. So like this one segment that I have been, because I've now followed like some historians, because like this one dude, Chado Jackson, bro, look at his stuff up. I'm like, bro, we got to get Cuz here. I'm like, I got to talk to you about some stuff. But I follow people now that are like the real versions of him. Yeah. And I'm like, bro, I never knew that my guy MLK was asking for $20 billion in reparations. Yeah. And actually had the infrastructure and the people spread across North America to execute against this thing. Yeah. And in my mind, I'm like, that's real. Yeah. Because it actually had a real goal with a real impact. And when I see this stuff around, I agree, bro, Target should not have got rid of their DEI. Yeah. I'm like, what is the boycott for? Yeah. What do we want from it? Yeah. At what point is the boycott over? Yeah. Those questions are not clear, bro. Yeah. So it goes back to almost everything we've been talking about in the beginning. Like, what are we doing it this for? Is this just like another moment to create conversation on the internet just to rile people up and give something to talk about? Or are we actually looking to get something out of this scenario? Because I haven't heard one person say like, oh, we're boycotting Target. Like, again, they boycotted the Montgomery bus system because they wanted to ride the bus. Yeah. Yeah. In the right seats. In the right seats, we don't want to be alienated. We don't want to sit in the front. Yeah. We can sit in the front, the back, the middle. Yeah. We can hold on to the side of that joint and ride our skateboard if we want to. Right. What do we want from Target? Exactly. No, I agree. And actually, take a break there. And we're back. Yeah. Back. So no, that was really it, bro. It was like, I just want us, when we do stuff, to know why we're doing it. And don't get me wrong, it's like, I guess it's cool. Like, what I'm saying is like, everyone's like right now, it's like, and Target's earnings are down. Right. Like, I don't give a fuck, bro. What's that to do with me? Yeah. And to be honest, I think a big thing too, I think, is organizing. And again, as I'm reading Obama's book, he's talking about him being a community organizer and like how much of like an effort that is to get things done. Again, thinking about the Montgomery bus boycotts, the walk from Selma to Montgomery. These were like very specific things organized by leaders with communities, bring people together, make sure everything was set up. And I think a lot of the times now we'll have this social media thing that we've all agreed upon somehow, right? That we're boycotting Target. But I don't know like who started it, right? Who is leading it? Who knows the ends of this? Who is having the updates of here's where we are right now, right? And so I think we've lost that understanding of there needs to be organization. Even though I was recently at the ICE protest here in LA, that it was great at the beginning that there was a lot of community leaders talking about different things, different union leaders, different leaders of this, community group, this community group, right? And then, I see, some influencers showing up for the after portion of the organization, right? When people are throwing water balls at the police, right? And I'm like, that's not the part I'm trying to be at, because I'm not trying to get shot by rubber bullets. Now, do I think the police should be shooting anybody with rubber bullets? No, not at all. But like, there's definitely some intention from people there to have some sort of altercation happen, right? And to, for example, talk about the police as animals or in things like that, right? When we could have highlighted the community leaders who are actually working to like develop these things, who have families, who can't be around after 6 p.m. because they have families to go back to, right? And so I think like the narrative online and things that are happening is all surrounded with that part of it. And that's why you think that LA is burning down, when there was a massive protest that happened beforehand that could have had a lot of, bigger impacts if, we put a lot more like highlight on those things, right? Yeah. And so, yeah, I think to your point, like, I think we just do a lot of stuff for the internet when we don't need to. So it was cool. So after the Essence thing happened. Richard Lou Dennis, the CEO of Sundial, owns Essence.
Yeah.
He went on Breakfast Club, talked about it, and I like really resonated with a lot of the things that he was saying, both on the production side, on the Target side.
Yeah.
And I think that's the hard part about being a leader, especially in the Black community. I think is probably now could be harder than ever because everyone has all these varying opinions, almost opinions that, yeah, they may have existed historically, but they weren't shared across the ether, right?
Yeah.
So like there wasn't this ability to agree on something so virally that may be so anti the movement, where like right now the Black community is just, I feel like we're at a standstill.
Yeah.
Like, and you mentioned Obama's book, The Promised Land. I haven't read that one, but I'm actually reading MLK. He has a bio by his part of it was written by his wife, Coretta Scott King, but it's called "Where Do We Go From Here?" and it says "Community or Chaos."
Yeah,
I was like, though, there probably could be a more timely time to like actually read and understand. Because I was like, despite how people may try and paint the picture now, because I was like, here's the issue that I have with the release of the files and these people that are speaking is like, we already had enemies, but now if we allow people to villainize our heroes, our community stands no chance. It's like the Black community at large is always looked at as like, yo, y'all lazy, y'all don't do shit, y'all can't make nothing, y'all ain't nothing. Oh, but y'all got like MLK, yo, you got Thurgood Marshall. Like, so like you got some hope. But like what happens when you turn those people into villains?
Yeah. And I think you're gonna have those, like you're talking about the I don't know much about him, Chad Jackson, but I know there's others online who relish the ability to be in a position where they can push back against the narratives that be right, and cape for any like MAGA positions or whatever, what have you, and are like probably chomping at the bit for any reason to be able to tear MLK down, right, and be like, oh, maybe his whole thing wasn't right, like what it was supposed to be, you know.
Just interesting, man. What else you got?
Yeah. I mean, jump back to the content creators. I don't know if you saw Corey to You at Your Rage's house.
Yeah, is that about the chain?
The chain, yeah.
Bro, like, and this is what I'm saying. Is that real?
Well, so to recap for the audience, right? To my understanding, Corey to You is up and coming streamer. He is staying at Your Rage's place in Florida because he's trying to, like, obviously, kind of grow his kind of standing in the space. And he takes upon himself to take Your Rage's chain, gets in Your Rage's car, drives to the pawn shop, and tries to pawn this chain, right? All of a sudden, Rage finds out. He drives over there with a security tree, grabs him, throws him to the ground, is like, pushing him to the ground, asking where the chain is at. He's saying it's just content, like chill. I do think it's real, just because like that to me is like a wild thing to be content, and something that it didn't seem like Corey understood, which was, like content can be everyone's in on it, right? You could have told, if you told maybe him beforehand, right, and he has somebody else with you, right, because like you're driving through Broward County, right, with a whatever 70K chain, right, gonna go pawn it somewhere. You're on live stream, people can see where you're at, they know where you're at, they gonna pull up on you. It literally just happened with XXX Tentacion, right?
Yeah,
like that's what I would be pissed as Rage, is like, you put yourself in harm's way, you put my stuff in position to be taken, right? And you're just not understanding that like not everything is content, right?
Yeah.
And like, this is like not like super similar, but for example, like actually no, very, very similar. So when they were doing the AMP like firework thing last year, they brought on Mr. Beast. It was like Mr. Beast and like Kai are in a room. I don't know if you remember that.
It said it like did all the fireworks in the trailer,
right?
Or whatever it was.
Yeah. And like, James comes in, blows up the fireworks. Everyone thinks it's real until they start picking apart. Oh, like this part of the room is different. This part of the room is actually fake.
And then they actually showed the exterior camera. They're like in the middle of a field,
right?
Somewhere, like a made up house. Yeah,
exactly. And that's content, right? Because for a while, people thought Davis just was like out of his mind, blowing up the biggest fireworks ever in the room. And I think people just don't kind of think about, hey, like they probably had fire truck on hand. They probably had this person there.
That was public safety was probably all over that place.
Right.
And again, just how those guys are set up.
Yeah.
They're an enterprise.
Yeah.
They're not making random decisions. They have insurance.
Yeah.
I'm sure for all of the, because then we're saying content. I look at it different. Like these are stunts, right?
Yeah.
Like it's no different than how they have to insure Tom Cruise when he says, I literally want to hang off the side of an airplane.
Yeah.
Bro, like it's just hard to see it that way because it's happening in real time.
Right.
And like you're not paying to access it.
Yeah.
It doesn't feel like stage content. But like going back to your point, that's what I'm saying is like it is all like I think the whole thing is fake from him getting in the chain, getting in the car, going to the pawn shop, to him getting tackled by security, to your Rays being mad. But I do agree that the shit is all real because some dudes in Florida that's really watching you could actually like that's where I think the fake could turn real. But I think the whole thing is fake. That's what I'm telling you. Like, bro, when I look at these situations, I don't know that any of them are real. I look at all of this whole genre as inspiring actors. Yeah. And every time they're in front of a camera, they are acting. Yeah. That's how I look at going back to like I asked earlier, like, yo, it doesn't seem like all these streamers are being denied. It seems like that is a slither content piece that I need to do to like, oh wow, the last 4 guys did a denied video and it got them 1 million views. I need to at least do a denied video because as a content person, it doesn't make sense to not do what's working. Right. Yeah. So like I want to be the content company that's following the content creators to decipher what's real versus fake. So it's like we will be the company that's hired to shoot the behind the scenes of the movie. Yeah. Because that's the part that is unclear to I think a lot of people, bro.
No, 100%. And I think to me, I think a big thing too is like whenever streamers are interacting with each other, I think there's a larger possibility that the whole thing is fake, right? Because like they could have planned more things happening, right? Correct. But once you start interacting with normal people,
humanity,
right? Then I believe it more because it's like, all right, this person was just not, you know, part of any planning.
So there's a clip. I don't know who the streamer was, but like this dude's girl was outside the club and she was like drunk and he was like kind of trying to waterfall her water to like get her back normal so they could leave. Yeah. But the content creator was like there and they was like kind of recording her. And dude like try to beat it like, yo, like what are you doing? Like, bro, I'm like, yo, that's real. Yeah. Cause I like that. Yeah. Like, yo, y'all gonna be gonna create stunts and like these do it that way. But also that's at your own risk.
Right. Like again, I think to me, what's bro's name? I think it's Connell Joseph. You know, I hope he's tried to do better content, but at least what I've seen of him like putting his hand in someone's bag at the airport, right? I'm like, that is not the game. If that person doesn't know that you like, if that person grabs you, that's your fault, right? Not the airport. Like that's not a place to play around.
Yo, I think we start snitching, bro. Put him on the no-fly list, bro. We don't have time.
Yeah, no, true.
Like, bro, we have to protect sacred thing. Like, yo, like there's certain places you can't play. Yeah. No, again, and you know, get him out of here.
Honestly, like I just think playing with normal people is like not the move, right? If this person is doing their normal thing, like a customer service person, that's not the person to play with, right?
Harmless pranks are cool. Like, remember back in the day when like you literally be like a harmless prank, and it's actually just funny. It's like, no, pranks is like, yo, I'm about to walk up to you in Walmart and knock your hat off your head. Yeah. And I'm like, like that's
there's a dude named Damon Darling. He's a comedian. He'll go up to people at the store and be like, "You got $1?" Right? Mm. And they'll be like, "Oh, I don't have one." And then he'll be like, "Oh, well, here's one. You know, I didn't want you to be poor."
Yeah,
right?
I've seen that.
Yeah. You know, but he's actually like,
yo, that's harmless to me because that person has $1. Yeah, they don't want to give it to you. Right, and it's funny where it's like I think that type of
what's his name?
Good. That's good.
Keep good job, brother. The other dude from the grocery store. He like go up to people and be like, "Oh, my leg locked up. Let me get one of your grapes." You ever seen that?
No, I haven't seen that. I think
it's like Caleb or something like that. But like he'll go up to like an auntie or something at the store and be like, "Oh, hey, I make wigs. Like you should try mine." He'll like take her wig off, right?
That's
put
crazy.
it on his head and then get her a wig. And they're good wigs. And they take a picture. It's like all funny, you know.
So this one dude, I will say again, like example of a harmless. I don't know his name. He hit probably like once every 2 weeks. Yeah, he'll go in the grocery store and I'll go up to you and be like, you want to hear a joke? It'll be like, why did the dog cross the road?
Yeah.
And then he'll be like, chili bean potatoes. And then like he'll just start laughing, and then like you'll laugh too. And then the dude will be like, yo, you get it? And he'll be like, yeah, bro, I get it. He'll be like, explain it. And then he'll just stand there, and like the person just like, I was like, bro, why are we lying, bro? That shit made no sense.
Yeah.
I'm like, yo, that type of content is good stuff. Cause like, bro, like you're not ruining this person's day.
Yeah.
Like y'all are like actually connecting in a way. Yeah. And it's just what it is. But like these pranks were like, y'all are, some people just doing too much, saying too much.
And that honestly is how people get shot. Like the dude to the dude in the mall, he was playing with him, he got shot. It was like,
those are white people?
Yeah.
I seen that. I know exactly what you're talking about. He got shot like right outside the sneaker store.
And I'm like, that's your fault. That's,
I'm like, you got shot, bro. Like that's the only time like, yo, I don't feel bad.
That's a learning moment.
It was an extremely learning moment. Your content's not, you are the standard definition of not being a good content creator because you got shot.
Yeah, like that should never be the thing that happens at the end of your stunt is that you get shot.
That's also confirmation you should stop making content. Like this is not your lane. It's 100%. Not your lane.
Yeah,
bro. What else? There's so much. It's been 7 days, right?
Yeah.
Oh, something dope this morning. Sony, they invested $464 million into Bandai Namco. Wow. They bought 2% of the organization.
Yeah.
And this, I would imagine, is Sony's competitive advantage or competitive play to match Microsoft. Microsoft is massive game studio. Bandai Namco's like, yo, we need more Sony titles. Yeah. And now, so I don't know how it works if it's like a full takeover, but now, I mean, Bandai Namco, as you know, that's a massive publisher. Yeah. For those that are unaware, I will say, at least that I'm most familiar with, one of their biggest titles is like Tekken. Yeah. I know they have significantly more titles, but at least in our community, it's the company that makes Tekken. Yeah. So now they just got major investment from Sony. And it's cool when I look at specifically Bandai, but then like Tekken as an example, like I always just think through now like the extra through line of how they can tap into culture. So like last year, we actually partnered with Nike and Soul Play out of Atlanta, and Tekken had partnered with Nike to create these limited edition foam posits for Tekken 8. Yeah. And I think it's just dope now that like, how can you plug that extension, which is on the developer side, brand side? Now, how do you tie in like Sony Music and bring in a Travis Scott in the future to do a much larger activation? And it's now all tying together like gaming, music, and culture. Yeah. So when I look at these investments, I actually start to think through like specifically for the stuff that we care about. I'm like, damn, bro, like these cultural moments over the next 5 to 10 years is going to be crazy. Yeah. Because now for the first time in history, you have music companies, film and TV. Sony, for those that don't know, Sony owns Crunchyroll. Yeah. Like that's, ironically enough, is that not major public knowledge. Yeah.
For sure. Yeah.
And I'm like, so now when you think about music, anime, gaming, it was just dope to see how these companies are positioning themselves to be like next generation media and entertainment codes.
Yeah. To me, I think one of the biggest things from that, because I actually hadn't heard about that, and I love that Sony is still investing in the space, is that, Microsoft entered in, I forget what year, but obviously in the generation of the PlayStation 2, PlayStation 2 with Xbox, and then 360 with the PlayStation 3, to like take over the living room, right? They wanted to be there. They didn't want Nintendo to own it. They didn't want Sony to own it. They jump in, they lose a whole bunch of money on the Xbox just to make sure they were getting in the space, right? And then over the years, you had some missteps by Sony where they make the PlayStation 3. It's more of an entertainment system. The gamers are like, oh, we want someone to game on, right? Mm-hmm. And now, fast forward, like Microsoft has the Xbox. I don't even know the names
Series
of them now.
X.
Like Series
X, my boy. X, bro. Get my thing right.
Yeah. I mean, the naming I think is a little strange, but like those are not becoming the entertainment systems, and now the PS5 has become like this huge selling thing that where people couldn't get it, and now it's really seeming like Microsoft has really gone down the route of, the next thing might be an Xbox PC, right? And Xbox is now like a brand and no longer a physical item anymore, right? And but from the Sony side, right? I'm hoping they are kind of sticking with this. Like we were really trying to make something for gaming, right? We're making games for gamers, right? Whereas like, honestly, I can't remember what was the last like Microsoft exclusive that like, people were like really hyped about, right? Because Halo hasn't come up for a minute. We had Starfield, and that was, okay.
Ain't nobody want no damn Starfield.
Yeah, but like to me, it's like Microsoft has like been moving away from like let's put a lot of time into like making this like incredible game. Like Sony just had a game win Game of the Year, right? And where's Microsoft, right? And my worry is that they are going down this more corporate route of, hey, like let's just make the cloud provider for games.
Yeah.
And we'll lose that, and it really just will be Sony and Nintendo making kind of newer games, right?
Yeah, I think Xbox, they just went more commercial. Microsoft, Xbox, they just went commercial. That's why they got Activision, because they're like, yo, we don't need to make like these niche Ghost of
Tsushima.
You don't need that. We have Call of Duty that's going to come out
for
the next.
We have the biggest titles, biggest franchises, and like we're just going to do those.
We're just going to commercialize those. We got Tony Hawk Pro Skater back in the mix. They're remaking Halo. That's another thing that they're revamping Halo for next year, bro. Like, they had some issues where it was 343 Studios, and it was like Xbox Game Studios. So like they're making a new one. So I think for Xbox, to your point, because they have so much other infrastructure that like Sony doesn't even touch. They're like, we can look at these strategies a little bit different. But I think that was a cool, just like announcement and just like activity that's going on in the space, bro. I'm like, what else is that? I'm not gonna hold you, bro. We're cutting up on time. We're keeping our production team here a little bit longer than we should.
Question: have you seen Sinners?
I have seen Sinners.
You have seen Sinners. I watched it pretty recently. I think a few weeks ago now. And what's interesting to me, I want to get your take on this, is I think there was like, to me, I think a very like kind of surface level understanding or interpretation of what things meant. Like a lot of people were saying that it was. White culture was always like taking black culture and like music away and whatever. And to me, I was like, I could see that being the case if the vampires were American, right? But these vampires are Irish, right? There's obviously a long-term like history of that, like, the Irish kind of people. The fact that they also had music and the music was good, right? It wasn't as if this music was like bad music, right? And yeah, I feel like there was like, to me, it felt more like there was like evil, like that would always come near, like good, I guess, practitioners of music and art, right? And the Irish, unfortunately, that vampire was like probably one of those same people who could bring like the death around and like the whole scene where they have like the different, future versions, all this kind of stuff, right? And he had gotten taken by that, and so that's why he was attracted to the guitarist, because he would like felt similarly like, that guy's like me, right? I'm going to do the same thing for him, like, to him, right? So yeah, it didn't, to me, it didn't feel as like black and white of like this is another just American interpretation of what's going on, right? Yeah.
No, it was an interesting movie. My takeaway, I don't think, was anything from what the internet was talking about. I'll be honest, I don't know if I even had a clear takeaway.
Yeah.
Because it was a lot happening in like what I thought was a relatively short period of time.
Yeah.
I just thought my takeaway was, if you want to maintain your peace and culture, keep unwanted visitors outside, right?
Yeah.
Funny enough, kind of to your point, and we talked about it a little bit earlier, but it kind of doubled down to center. 2 weeks ago, we went to a comedy show in Culver City, and there's this white dude, and he goes up and he's like, yo, like people always say like white people don't have culture. Like, they always say I cultural appropriate.
Yeah.
It's like, no, but what y'all don't understand is that my culture is taking your culture, bro.
That is good. Yeah.
He was like, so I'm literally, and he was wearing like a Nike Tech Fit. He's like, I'm literally up here dressed like a 50s black man.
Yeah.
Talking to you how I want, because this is my culture. I was like, when he put it like that, I'm like, white culture is pretty pretty strong.
Yeah. No, that's
think
hilarious.
So I'm in this whole mindset right now of, I think a lot of black people in our black community wants the same thing.
Yeah.
I'm more big on, I just think we don't know how to get what we want.
Yeah.
And because, going back to the earlier conversation, we don't have any more leaders. We have no more organizers. We have a lot of talkers and people. We're really good at making a lot of noise right now.
Yeah.
But when the noise is made, it's like, what is there to clear it? And so just even hearing him say that, I'm just like, yo, man, I'm really big right now and just ensuring that we know what we're doing and why we're doing it.
Yeah.
The opportunity to self-correct is almost greater than ever. It may not seem like that, but when I see your boy releasing federal files that are set to come out 2 years from now early, it lets me know that we're doing the right thing, because they are doing now. We've always said it, like, historically, like, they're doing everything in their power to hold us back.
Yeah.
I'm like, nah, if I were to put a pin on it, I feel like white people are reaching for like their last breath right now.
Oh,
bro.
For sure.
Like literally about to go underwater and say white people. I'm really just talking about the president. Sorry, white people, he represents you right now.
Right. Yeah. Like, no, it's those who think that there is white culture, right?
Right.
That feeling kind of the pressure of like, oh wow, the world's really changing, right? And I think those people are the ones who are right, like kind of in this point of like, we need to like make our last stand to like hold this whatever white culture is, you know, rather than like, to be like, it's always crazy to me because I'm like, you know, like people hear that and I understand that it can sound like kind of targeted, right? Like, oh, I don't have culture from a white person, but it's more like you like, because someone is white doesn't mean that they have cultural connections with someone from like Russia, right? If they live in Ohio, right?
Right.
Versus the black person that also lives in Ohio, you are more connected to them than you are to someone in Russia, right? Same, but you know, across you could have be German culture, Russian culture, whatever. Those are cultures, right? But like obviously, like this person in America is more connected to someone next to them who is brown, right? Than someone like that, right? Yeah.
That's a lot more to do, bro. Let's do the carve outs.
Carve outs. I mean, there's one other thing I was just thinking of when you were talking about you know, the releasing the files. Maybe I have to wait till next time. What's your carve out first?
What is my carve out?
Yeah.
My carve out is that's a good question. Yo, stay ready.
Yeah.
Because you just don't know when the time's going to come.
Yeah.
And I'll say there's something that happened this week that is interesting about staying ready, because it's like you don't know if you even need to be ready.
Right.
But this is a scenario where it's like we prepared, wasn't sure if I needed to be ready, but being ready put me ahead.
Right.
So my carve out is not my personal situation.
Yeah.
But it's the message of stay ready whenever you need to get ready.
Yeah.
That's it. Now I have a question too.
Okay.
I've been thinking about like questions like to engage people, bro.
Yeah.
It has nothing to do with gaming.
Right.
It's been bothering me since I thought about this shit 3 weeks ago.
Yeah.
How do you get 2 ends of loaves of bread?
How do you get 2 ends?
Like you go buy a loaf of bread.
Yeah.
It has 2 ends.
Yeah.
Where do the ends come from?
I don't get what you mean, to be honest. Like, don't you just make the loaf of bread and there's like ends on it?
Bro, you don't eat bread, bro? Like you never have loaves of bread?
Yeah.
The 2 end pieces is different than the middle pieces.
Right. They're like smaller and like
smaller, and their ends, like they're not double-sided.
Right.
It's one-sided.
Yeah.
Where do they come from? How do you get the ends of loaves of bread?
They just shape it like it. You know, you make it like a long loaf.
And so what I'm saying is, think about that. Say like it's a 6 foot loaf of bread, right?
Yeah.
It's only 2 ends.
Yeah.
Where the other fucking ends come from? Because a 6 foot, like say that, that's like 6 loaves of bread. Like I remember saying loaf of bread, like think of like a bagged bread, bro. Like you get slices, right?
Yeah.
And each slice bag at the end is 2 distinct pieces of bread.
Yeah.
That are different than all the other breads. Does that make sense?
Nah, bro.
Bro, you don't eat bread.
Honestly, maybe I not eat enough bread.
Bro, you do, all right, let's backtrack.
Yeah.
I'm gonna get you to where I'm going.
Okay.
You get a piece of bread. It has 2 sides, right?
Yeah.
Dual sided.
Right.
It's dual sided.
Right.
The 2 ends on a bread is not dual sided.
They're one sided.
It's one sided.
Yeah.
So what I'm saying is, if you go to a grocery store, there could be 16 breads that all have ends.
Yeah.
where do the ends come from? I get where the middle shit can come from because to your point, you could like basically bake a big, long thing of bread and you're just slicing it all up.
Yeah.
But where do the ends come from for all the other ones except for one? It's not a trick question. Like this isn't like a magic trick.
I think you need to bake some bread and then like show it like.
But what I'm saying is
physically.
That's
what I need.
Huh?
That's what I need. I need you to like make a bread and like.
Like, but I'm saying like we're doing it right now, and the fact that we have a solution. Basically, what I'm saying is there's a solution for the middle.
Okay.
I don't know how you get two ends of one.
Fair.
In a bag of bread.
Okay. Fair.
Where does it come from?
That's a good question. I'm trying to think of my carve right now. I feel like my carve out has got to be. Also, read books.
Read books.
Yeah, I found out some of my friends don't read as many books as I thought. And yeah, like I think it's doesn't matter. It's fiction, nonfiction, raise vocabulary. We've been playing the mini crossword at my job like every day, and between like 30 seconds to a minute, I'll normally get it right. Other people struggle a little bit more. One of my friends was like, "Yo, like what's going on? Like maybe it's because I haven't been reading." I'm like, it might be because like these words are gonna pop up for this meaning, right? Just like the connections in your brain that are happening because of these things. Even if it's a fun book, read it. Doesn't have to be nonfiction. Doesn't need to be like some super educational.
It's like lifting weights. It's like curling.
Yeah.
When you don't read, you don't feel as smart. Now I'm not gonna hold you. I'm gonna bring a bag of bread here next week.
Yeah, and then we can dissect.
No, this is only for you because I'm like, I don't know how to. I don't really eat enough bread, bro. I'm just saying
it might be. Yeah,
it bothers me every time I get like. Basically, it's like everyone avoids those two pieces until like all the other bread is gone.
Yeah, and
then you just have these two. You can use that to like make a sandwich.
Right.
But what I'm saying is that I've thought about this in every way. Like if there was a 10-foot bread, it would have an end. Right. You could basically get 5 bags of bread. But I'm like, where did the other one-sided ends come from?
I think it's just smaller loaves. I don't think they're making like bigger ones. I think they're just making small ones, and there's 2 ends.
You think so?
Yeah.
That's fucking stupid.
Yeah, I mean they could make them bigger and like.
It's like they're just actually baking.
Yeah.
100,000 pieces of bread at the same time.
Yeah, basically.
Now I got to look this up.
Yeah, less efficient, but
I don't think this is it, man.
Yeah.
I think those. All right, we'll figure it out.
Yeah. Yeah. Appreciate y'all working with us.
Yeah. The answer can't be that simple.
Maybe it is.
I thought through that. I was like, yo, that just seems. I think that's what I said. Like, it seems just like highly inefficient.
Right.
To like.
For sure.
To make like all these individual loaves of bread.
Yeah.
All right, y'all. Now we about to get out of here. We kept these people 30 minutes too long. We'll catch y'all next week. And if it is that simple to get ends, my bad. I'm gonna think of better questions. I'll catch y'all.